where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. I'm your host, Richard Burns. This is about trucking. And for all you people who aspire to be truck drivers, or you started on your path to become a truck driver, I'm going to use what's going on today as an example. Hey, hi, princess. Oh, can I hit my own like button? No, I can't. So, I'm going to use this as an example so that newer truck drivers can learn from this. You're going to encounter people who have never driven before, who work in the company and give orders and punish drivers. Sometimes the load is late and they want to know why. And when you tell them why, hey, professor, when you tell them why, they don't understand it. Here comes a phone call. 1 second, please. Hello?
Hi, Leo.
Hi.
Yeah, what are they saying now?
It's for a different company, not Lineage.
For a different company.
It's not for Lineage. I got information on Lineage, but it's not for Lineage. It's a different company in the same building, in the same complex.
Oh.
But I got...
So you went...
No, I was assigned a door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Alright, you can let me know what's loaded.
You got it. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. So that's dispatch. There was some confusion about where I'm picking up. When you go pick up product, you're given a pickup number. That's how the warehouse that you're picking up from knows what you're picking up and its destination, and whether or not you're actually picking up for them. So there was some confusion with the number. They have a certain group of numbers that their pickup numbers usually start with. However, the number I have didn't start with that group of numbers. So there was some confusion. But there are two other companies within the same structure, within the same warehouse. But we figured it out, we got it right. And that was the dispatch responding after I called to ask them to look into some of the numbers that were provided to them that they might not have given me. Here's the lesson. Number one most important thing for all you truck drivers is to preserve your license. Hi. Preserve your license. I went through a school. It was thousands of dollars. A portion of that had to be done through a student loan. Okay, hi. A portion of that had to be done through a student loan. So there's a considerable amount of effort for me to acquire my CDL license. Once I got it, I didn't want to lose it after going through the trouble I went through to get it. So it wasn't just my decision alone to protect my license. It's what my instructor taught me to do. He's the one that informed me that and put things in perspective for me, that after I've been making such a great effort to get my license, the best thing to do is to do everything possible to preserve your license. You have to be careful because dispatchers or supervisors may ask things of you that could compromise your license. Driving fatigue is one of them. I suspect I saw a video of a fellow driver from the same company I work for now that wound up going into a ditch. He was in the right lane and he just went into a ditch. I suspect he was fatigued. I suspect he fell asleep behind the wheel. It ain't the first time. The big deal about us having hours of service and to manage our hours of service is to prevent fatigue driving. But even then, things can go very wrong. I was told yesterday that I have a pickup today at 5 p.m. Denver time. I don't know if that's mountain time or not, but 5 p.m. Denver time. I was up all night, which was good. I finally started falling asleep sometime around 6 o'clock in the morning. And I set my alarm clock for 3:30 in the afternoon. I was only 6.5 miles away from my pickup, which is like, I don't know, 10-15 minute drive. So I had plenty of time. If I wake up at 3:30, I had plenty of time to get breakfast, do my pre-trip, get fuel if I need it, and head on over to the pickup with plenty of time to spare. And I did. I had a half hour to spare. I arrived at 4:30. My pickup was for 5. Sounds good so far, right? Right now, and if I get loaded soon enough, right now, I have 10.5 hours to drive. Once I'm loaded and I head out and the clock starts ticking on my drive time, I may not use all 10.5 hours. Will I use 9 hours, 8 hours? I might only use 4 hours. Now, why is that? If I only use 4 hours and I arrive late to my appointment, I'm going to get that phone call. Why are you arriving late? Hey, Homestead. So the question will be, why are you arriving late? According to us, you had plenty of time to deliver on time. So I went to sleep at 6 in the morning, and at 8:30, I get a wake-up call from the broker asking me if I'll make it to my 5 o'clock pickup and if I'm empty. Okay, you got your answer. But now you got me not being able to go back to sleep. So what does that mean? That means that I could potentially get sleepy somewhere around 11, 12 o'clock, midnight. And I only drove for like what, maybe 5 hours? If I make it that far. And then I've mentioned it in previous videos. Where am I going to park at 11 o'clock at night? If you don't find a place to park by 7 p.m., your chances of finding some place to park are very, very low. Very low. So now I'm exhausted. Now I'm sleepy. And by the way, if you get pulled over and the trooper sees that you're sleepy, they have the right to arrest you because it's the equivalent of driving under the influence. You do, right, Professor? You see them in crazy places? So this is something that I'm responsible for. This is something that I, as the driver, am responsible for. What the trooper will say, that's all part of your trip planning. That's on you. If he's nice enough, he'll just give you a ticket. And depending on what state you're in, you'll get the ticket and points on your license. Points on the license means it's harder for you to find employment if you decide to leave the company that you're currently in. Because now they have to consider the increase in the insurance in order to cover you. Hey, Lord Tess, how are you? So here I am with 10 and a half hours of drive time. Will I be able to stay awake those full 10 hours? Here's the thing. These people, these middlemen, who we call brokers, these brokers, they're not well schooled enough, unless they've driven themselves, and in many cases none of these people have ever driven a truck in their life, so they don't understand a variety of things that has to be taken into consideration when posting a load. On paper, and if you use Google Maps, which we can't use unless we just want to get a satellite view of where we're going, but to drive, to use that for directions, we can't use Google Maps. But a lot of these people do use Google Maps. And they determine the amount of time it'll take. Why we're not allowed to use it? Because Google Maps will send you through residential areas that we're not allowed in. They'll send us through locations that have low bridges or roads that don't allow trucks with our weight capacity. I don't know how heavy I'm going to be once I get loaded. I could be loaded up to 42,000 pounds, 35,000 pounds. I don't know. But if I use Google Maps, it'll send me down a street that is restricted up to a certain weight, and I could very easily be beyond that weight. Tony T has a nightmare story about that. And I almost got caught up on something like that, and that was with a trucker GPS. I almost got caught out there. So with Google Maps, you can't. I've seen the expected number of miles that the broker is calculating. And when I put it on the truck GPS, it's off by like 100, 200, sometimes more miles. Off. The truck GPS has a greater distance. So if you're getting paid by distance, that's something you're going to have to double check. That's something you're going to have to confirm with the broker if you're dealing with the broker directly. Now my situation. These people woke me up. I got like 2 hours. I'm on 2 hours of sleep right now. I'm on 2 hours of sleep right now. If I get tired in, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours from now, I'm not going to wake up in 3 or 4 hours to start driving again. So when the people at the office see, no, I'm not tired right now. And here's the crazy part. If I decide to indulge on what I call odium, which is caffeine, me, and maybe I'm hyperactive and that's why it does this to me, but caffeine it'll wake me up for a while, but then I crash. And when I do fall asleep, I don't fall asleep long enough for my body to actually rest. And the dispatcher, people in the office, oh, but what happened? What happened? This particular time, I sent a message to dispatch about what happened, because dispatch sent me a notification that the broker was trying to reach me. I didn't answer the phone. I just looked at it. I didn't recognize the number, so I didn't answer it, but it woke me up. So I left a message with dispatch explaining, look, this is the kind of nonsense that goes on that is not considered when I'm asked, hey, why did you arrive at the delivery late? And then I'm confined, my rest is confined to whatever the electronic log says. If I stop and go off duty or in sleeper berth, it starts taking, the 14-hour clock is still ticking, and starts taking time off from my drive time. So when I do wake up, when I feel rested enough to drive another 5 or 6 hours, I don't have 5 or 6 hours. I might just have 2 hours. So if I drive the 2 hours, then I have to stop. And it's crazy. The bottom line is, it interferes with my ability to fulfill my obligation delivering this product at the time that they're expecting me to. And this is a common problem, especially when you haul refrigerated goods, when you haul food goods. When you go to pick up food products, they tend to take a long time. And the hours that you pick up, it's not unusual for you to pick up around this hour of the day, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, sometimes even later. And then the delivery time will be in the morning. So that's another problem, because now your sleep pattern is thrown off. Bottom line. But it's not something considered. Not something considered sometimes by your dispatchers or by your supervisors. I had an interesting conversation with the owner of a company. And I thank God I have the experience that I have. I've been driving since 1998, so I have longevity. I have experience. I've been a company driver. I've been a lease driver, and I've had my own authority with drivers driving for me. So I got a pretty good nonsense detector, what it comes down to. So I've been owner of a company that I worked for. He wants an explanation as to why I'm not putting in as many miles weekly on a weekly basis. And he made a mistake of trying to compare me to some other drivers. Without the experience, I would fall for it. I would feel guilty. I would feel terrible, feel like I'm doing something wrong, but no. He got frustrated with a series of questions that I asked him, but I let him know. I let him know up front that I didn't produce these questions out of thin air. I explained my experience that way. I didn't catch him off guard, or I didn't want him to think that I'm just trying to joust with him and see who can piss the farthest, or whatever the case is. No. I know he's not a driver. He's never been a driver. He's an owner of a trucking company, but he's never been a driver. He doesn't. Yeah, he's got the numbers, but he doesn't know how those numbers apply to real world scenarios. For example, if you want to travel 600 miles, you can reason that you could do 600 miles in 10 hours if you average 60 miles per hour. That makes sense. But that's not how it works in the real world. "600 miles from New York to," if you're traveling from New York or anywhere in between New York and Washington, D.C., you are not going to cover 600 miles in 10 hours. I am sorry. You are going to encounter traffic especially if it's a weekday during the daylight hours. Anything from Boston to Richmond, Virginia, you are not doing 600 miles in 10 hours. You're just not. You come out of Boston, the first thing you hit is traffic. If you're going down 95, when you reach Providence, Rhode Island, traffic. When you get to New Haven, Connecticut, traffic. And that traffic is not going to end as you go down 95. Between Boston and New Haven, Connecticut, you'll have moments where you can speed up to maybe 55, 60 miles an hour. In rare occasions, 65 miles an hour. But once you get to New Haven, Connecticut, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. First of all, the speed limit from New Haven to New York is 55 miles an hour. You go over that, you're taking a big risk if you're driving a truck. You're taking a big risk. And truckers take big risks down that 95 all the time. They're down there doing 65, 70 miles an hour in a 55 mile per hour speed zone. No problem for the most part. No problem for the most part. Just don't get into an incident. Because the minute you get into an incident, the first thing they're going to do is the insurance company is going to plug into the computer of the truck, and it's going to let them know everything you did. How fast you were going, how long you were doing that speed limit for, or that speed for, and the coordinates to the location of where you were doing that speed. Once you get into New York, once you get on that Cross Bronx Expressway on the Bronx, it's a parking lot for the most part. There are ways around it. I don't like them. You might speed up a little bit, but there's this one connection that people like to use, which is from the Deegan Expressway, which is 87, from the Deegan Expressway onto 95 South, and that is a mission, because you got to go from the far right lane to the two left lanes in a very short period of time, and it's a struggle because most of the cars are not trying to let you in, but you can't stay in the right lane because trucks are not allowed on the right lane, because it'll put you on the lower level of the George Washington Bridge. They don't want trucks in the lower level of the George Washington Bridge, so you got to go to the left two lanes. So you got to crawl over there and pray that some of the drivers in their cars are either familiar with the process or have read the signs. Yeah, crawl, because you're doing about 5 to 10 miles per hour trying to get over. I think you got like a quarter mile distance for you to get from the far right lane to the left two lanes. But if you see how traffic is, you'll understand exactly what. One of these days I'll film it. One of these days I'll deliberately go from the Deegan to 95 South so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a disaster. And then you have trucks that were in the right lane on 95 already that are also trying to get to the left two lanes. It's a mess. And there are cars that insist upon going in the left two lanes also when the right two lanes are wide open for them, and they can get on and off that bridge with the quickness. But for some reason, either they're not changing lanes because they're afraid to change lanes, or they're not familiar with the traffic pattern, or they're not reading the signs. And once you get on that George Washington Bridge, you're doing what, 35 maybe? 35 miles an hour on average? We're talking about during the day. And then once you get to that split where you could take 80 or continue on 95 South, you might get a little bit of a faster pace drive. Might be doing 50, 55, which is the speed limit, 55. But then you get to a point where it gets choked again. You got 4 lanes going into 2. and traffic slows down again, maybe 20 miles an hour, maybe 15. You'll get to a point somewhere around exit 15 maybe, where things start to speed up. Things start to speed up, and then, yeah, you'll be doing 55, 60 comfortably. When you get into Delaware, things start to pile up again. So from Delaware into Maryland, you start experiencing traffic again. As you're approaching the tunnel in Baltimore, you're slowing down. You're going slow. And then there's a part where things speed up a little bit, but once you start getting close to DC, oh my goodness. Once you hit DC, traffic all the way down to about exit 103, which is not close. Then you're approaching Richmond. Once you get past Richmond, start freewheeling. But that stretch from Boston to Richmond, you're not doing 600 miles in 10 hours. So the owner of the trucking company is asking me what the problem is. Okay, so you obviously are not familiar running the Eastern Corridor, the Northeastern Corridor. You don't have experience with that. See, your drivers are used to driving in the Midwest and in the West, where you got 70, 75, 80 mile per hour speed limits. You got this long stretch of road that you can do 75, 80. However, your trucks are governed at 65. And even still, you can look at your panel on your truck. I'll show you. I can. So look at this, okay? So I can show you this. Look at this. All right. So look at this here. See if I can expand it so you can see it better. Yeah. Here. So of 26,311 miles that I've traveled in this truck, the average is 38 miles per hour. Out of 26,311 miles that I've traveled, I've been traveling at a average rate of 38 miles per hour. 38 miles per hour. Hey, Tulu. 38 miles per hour on average. What's that in 10 hours? 380 miles. So if somebody's sitting there trying to calculate what distance I can travel, you have to consider what part of the country I'm in, what part of the country I'll be driving through. Are there hills? Are there mountains? What's my weight? Because if I'm carrying a heavy load, every time I hit those mountains, as I'm going up those mountains, I'm doing 30, 35 miles an hour for a stretch. So no. Even under those circumstances, I will not be doing 600 miles in 10 hours. Brokers, for the most part, like I said, have people who work at that brokerage that have never driven a truck in their life. They don't know what the limitations are of a truck. Yeah, I have boundaries. And it's a conversation. It's a conversation that I wind up having every now and then, because again, I'm not going to put my license in peril and become a bootlicker and just live up to their expectations. Their expectations don't match with reality. I'm not trying to wind up in a ditch like this other driver did, because I'm sleepy, because I'm tired. I know what it feels like. Been there. And by the grace of God, I didn't wind up in a ditch or flipping over a bridge 200 feet down. Okay? Acquiring my angel wings. I'm an angel! No. So this is a conversation that I'm going to wind up having with one of the administrators when I arrive to my destination. Yeah. Hopefully we could put our egos aside and we can reason with one another. Hopefully. That's the goal. That's the goal. Put our egos aside and we can discuss this rationally. Yeah, I understand your expectations. Remember, I had my own authority. I had my own company. I had drivers. I understand 100%. However, you have to acknowledge, talking about the administration, you have to acknowledge that there's an experience that I have that applies to the real world that they don't have. I don't mind teaching. I don't mind teaching. Same thing happened when I kept asking my dispatcher, do you have me picking up at a farm? I need to know that. They didn't pay much attention to that. I got a message, an email message from safety claiming that I was misusing something called personal conveyance. I was driving off-duty personal conveyance under an agricultural exemption. Because of that exemption, I don't have to go on duty. So I don't have to use my hours of service. I can drive to a farm to pick up produce. And I've got 150 air miles to do it. 150 air miles on the ground is 172 miles. I'm also allowed to use that agricultural exemption when I leave the pickup location for another 172 miles or 150 air miles. So the person at safety had no idea what that was. I found that out later. but they wanted to get on my case about it. They even took it off my electronic lock, so I couldn't use it. This is the safety director. Butter! Hey, Rising. This is the safety director. Didn't know that. Got on my case. Wanted me to contact him immediately. I didn't bother. I had the sense that he didn't know what was going on. Let me get ahead of this first. Oh, the professor, Tara Helms soap. Oh man, okay. I take a hit every day. Every day I take a hit of that soap. Like I said, my only complaint about that soap is that every time I use it, every time I bathe with it, it gets smaller and then eventually it disappears. I don't want it to disappear. Oh. Good question. I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's still there. Sometimes she's there and listening. Oh, man. Soap. When it gets wet, it gets slippery. The soap. Thank you, Professor. Can you make one that doesn't disappear? Yeah, she might be cooking dinner. I don't even know what time it is. It's 8 o'clock in the East Coast. Where she is, it's got to be 9 o'clock. It's got to be 9 o'clock where she is. 9 p.m. Oh, man. You know, I rub it on my skin without water sometimes. So I've been sitting here. I arrived here at 4:30. Let me see what time it is out here. That ain't it. That's not the time. Yeah, thank you for that, Professor. Thank you for sending me more. I get less anxious. Okay, there's Homestead. I get less anxious with the soap. Huh? You didn't get to hear Icebox do Sheesh on the Road sounds bored, man. What? Oh yeah, your dad's getting some too? That's what I'm talking about. It's 6 o'clock over here. So I arrived at 4:30. I've been here for an hour and a half, like I said. I'm off duty because I'm not doing anything. I still have 10 and a half hours of drive time remaining. In about another hour and maybe 20 minutes, my drive hours are going to start getting impacted. I'm in Denver. I'm in Denver, Colorado. Mile High. I still got the red light. Want to see it? See the red light? Show you the red light. See it? See it. It's kicked up. Okay, there we go. There we go. See the red light? That's the light Oh my goodness, that's a scary sight. That's the light letting me know that I can't pull away from the door yet. Or I shouldn't pull away from it. Oh, somebody else is going live tonight? Okay. I'm waiting to get loaded. Yeah, I'm waiting to get loaded. They're loading me. And I don't know how far along they are. Sometimes they let you go inside the warehouse so you can monitor everything. But who that is, Icebox? Who that? Oh my goodness. You got a sheesh? Oh, okay. You got a channel also, Tulu? Tulu, I mentioned your channel yesterday on my live. Yesterday on Whip It Out Wednesday. I whipped it out, and I whipped you out too. I put you up there. So what is this interest that Phoenix has in Icebox? Now I'm curious. Right, so the things that I mentioned earlier, those are all part of what goes on in the trucking industry with over-the-road truckers. Icebox is Tulu's cousin. I guess he has a channel, and Phoenix is not going to miss it. Yeah, I rub this into my beard all the time. I comb my beard with the soap. I'm telling you, I'm addicted to this stuff. I've never done this with any other soap. I rub it on my skin like it's lotion. Yeah. Hey, pretty. Okay, Professor. What's the commotion? Oh my Lord. Another one trapped by the Wu-Tang Sword. Welcome back, princess. I want you to witness beard combing with a bar of soap. Check it out. Oh man. This feels so good. Oh, you did? Congratulations, pretty. All right. This is grounds for celebration. We're going to go to the Big Rooster. Do you want the dark meat too? Brandon! Hey! So pretty, do you want that dark meat? Huh? From the Big Rooster? You got 70 already? Holy smokes. I know, Professor. You see that? You can't party like you used to. That's not true, pretty. The Big Rooster? The Big Rooster got dark meat. It does. Yes, Professor, I'm getting there. I'm inching my way up to 300 subs. That's incredible. And I got all of y'all to thank for that. I'm in Denver, Colorado, Brandon. Getting loaded. They're stuffing something in my rear. I just showed everybody the red light. It's still red. You don't want to know, Professor? What I'm getting stuffed with? Excellent. You got 3,000 watch hours, Professor? That means that 3,000 hours were used by viewers to check out your videos. It accumulated up to 3,000 hours. Well, see, the professor's no joke, man. Everybody I have here is no joke. Everybody's got wonderful content. That the world doesn't know that yet, that's a different story, but same with me. I'm not concerned with being monetized. You know, I didn't even bother to ask if the audio was okay. I guess it's okay. But yeah, my goal, I don't have that focus to be, hey Queen, I don't have that focus to be monetized. There it is. Brandon broke it down. I'm still sniffing that soap, Queen. Still. I might dip it in my tea and lick it. This soap right here. I liked it. Yeah. I was, matter of fact, the Queen was breaking it down to me because some of the stuff that YouTube does, don't dip it in liquids and lick. Oh man, Professor, you're a party pooper. You're a party pooper. Yeah, so the Queen was breaking down how YouTube will just blast you for like reasons unknown. Oh, the way I'm reading that like you're saying that with pride. Yeah, I'm a party pooper. Hey, I'm still combing my beard with the soap. So good. I know you said not to dip it in liquids, but you know what, Professor? There are people that are clicking on your videos and watching, and all these different viewers, and the time and the amount of time that each viewer is watching your videos, it's all accumulating, and it's accumulated up to 3,000. Oh, is more of this kind? Oh, okay. Oh man. Yeah. to show you all where I rub the soap. It's really exciting. No, that's something that you would have to choose, Professor. If you want to be monetized, that's something you have to choose. You have to go into the YouTube studios and select certain things for you to be considered. Oh yeah, on my face, on my booty. I put some soap on my booty. Yep. Oh, what's this? I can do magic with this thing? What is this? Oh wow. I can do magic on this. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Jackson. I think that incident with Lucy kind of sent him away or something. I don't know. I'm gonna check to see if he's around the lives where I met him. Yeah, hook it up. Jackson, remember Jackson? He used to say some off the wall stuff. He was saying, okay, so he got at Lucy in the comments, and Lucy didn't know who he was. And Lucy took offense to what he said. So she started raining down on him. I think if Jackson were to shower with this soap, all that stuff would have just washed right off. Like water off a duck's feathers. Yeah, his buttermilk biscuits, I think he wanted somebody to butter his muffins or butter his biscuits. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Lucy's from New York City. She's from the hood, you know. She doesn't know somebody, her guard's gonna be up immediately. And Jackson came out. Yeah, Justin Bieber Lake. Yep. and Jackson came out and said something. And oh, okay, Professor. Have a good night. Thanks for coming up. Yeah, definitely. Saturday Night Live. Hey, no, we do. And I'll have the soap with me too. Oh man, I'm trying to stick it up my nose, but it don't fit. It almost does. This thing almost fits in one nostril. Yeah. Queen, what'd you do? You stepped off and came back, Queen? Amazing. Oh. Oh, she does? She does, she works with animals? Ooh, Queen, you hit the wrong button. Ooh. Yeah. on with this dude? Is he approaching me? This dude trying. Yeah, those migraines are no joke, man. They're no joke. Oh, I got the green light, y'all. Tracy's local earning. Yeah, she does what you do. Hook it up. Oh, here comes dude right now. Let me see what he wants. Let's see what he wants.
Hello. What's your PO number?
What?
Your PO number?
Oh. Uh-oh. Sorry, folks. I'll be right back. Thanks. Sorry about that. I didn't have to do that. I think I'm back.
Oh, 601.
Yeah, perfect.
You sign here and here.
Got a sign from my bill of lading. Oh. So check this out, guys. I gotta pull forward, close the doors. And then the shipper is gonna put a seal on the trailer. Just to make sure nobody's fooling around, you know what I mean? I don't want none of that fooling around. Ah, you read the shirt? I'll be right back, y'all. Don't go away. It's gonna take a minute. Yeah, y'all. Couple of things before we leave. I'm gonna check the bill of lading because I want to see what the total weight is for this thing. It says here the total weight is 33,150 pounds. And it's got a list of serial numbers. I'm trying to look to see what the product is exactly. It's set the trailer's set for minus 10 degrees. Let's see what happens. There's one more thing. See, it's all serial numbers. So if I get pulled over by the authorities and they ask me, what you got? I don't know. I see something here that looks like bread, but I don't know. Now, slide back, and I'm going to send the dispatcher a picture of the first page of the bill of lading. What are you doing, pretty? You leaving or something? Who's leaving? Pretty's leaving? I hope not. So I'm about to use this feature that I have that I can scan the paper and send it as a PDF file. There, you see? It's scanning it. Scanned it. Oh, you're leaving, Brandon? I want you to go, man. Now I'm going to email this image to the dispatcher. See, because yeah, I think I'm taking dough or bread. All right, Brandon, stay fresh. Keep it moist out there. So I'm going to send this image to dispatcher. Now we're going to take off. Now we're going to take off. Let me just plug in the address here to my destination. Sometimes it doesn't pop up. Sometimes it doesn't pop up, y'all. And thankfully, I have another GPS. You see? Let's see how far I gotta go. Calculating. I don't even know where the exit is to this joint. $1,409 miles. How long will it take me get to 1,409 miles? How long will it take? I don't know. Yeah, a long time. You see, now this is something that for myself I gotta calculate this thing, right? To figure out how long it's gonna take me to get to where I gotta go. Keep in mind, this truck is governed at 65 miles an hour. What's the average speed that I've achieved in what was that? That was 26,000 miles. The average speed is 38 miles per hour. That's the average speed. Something to consider. Okay, so today's the 17th at 5. I got it delivered by July 20th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they're giving me basically 3 days. Again, I only got like 2 or 3 hours sleep. So what does that mean? We got to go to a weigh station. Why are we going to do that? Not a weigh station, a scale, I'm sorry. Why do we have to go to a scale? Well, for one thing, company policy, anything above 27,000 pounds, they require you to go to a scale. But this is 33,000 pounds. So I just want to make sure that the weight distribution is right on. And what is the weight distribution? Okay, so your front axle, also known as your steers, maximum 12,000 pounds. Your tandems on your truck, maximum 34,000 pounds. And the tandems on your trailer, maximum 34,000 pounds, for a total of a maximum of 80,000 pounds. But again, hey Lala, I'm glad you made it, Lala. I need some of that beet juice. This place, hey Positive. Wow, these wonderful people, Sean. Wonderful people. There's no sign here that says what the exit is. So I can wind up going in so many different directions. It's crazy. It's cray-cray. So I'm looking down this way to see if there's an exit over there. I don't see one. No, it's not an exit. Oh, she is? Oh, well, that's really nice, Lala. You got you a BFF up in here. I got a BFF in here. Yeah, BFF is in here somewhere. Where is she? Pretty Hard Conquer is my BFF. Look at this. I have produce. I don't have meat, but you could always back up this section of the warehouse and they'll happily stuff meat in the back of your trailer. So let's go, y'all. Let's go. Don't forget, we have to go to a scale. It's important to go to a scale. Make sure the weight distribution is adjusted. You feel me? With 2 hands? Oh, forever, huh? That's a long time. Steps in front of my truck like that. It's all right. What, this truck driving gig? Cool job thing? Oh man. Cool job. I'll tell you something though. The the stress levels you hit can be pretty high. Can be pretty high. There was a safety director at, check this out, y'all. So I make this turn. Check out my man's right here on Cassidy. I hope this truck doesn't obstruct my view. Okay, now. Check out my man. Hop along Cassidy. You'll see him in a second. Feet don't fail me now. Check him out right here. Hop along. See him? Denver, Colorado, y'all. He ain't horsing around, y'all. He ain't horsing around. He's getting where he got to go. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to fuel it up with gas. He's good to go. He's a cowboy, yeah. Come on, son. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it juicy and raw. Yeah, I'm going extra slow right here. Not that long. Are you out here positive? I'm about to head out now. I got 10 hours to drive. Oh, you're not allowed at the rodeo? What? What'd you do, Homestead? Did you feed the horse or something?
Obstruction detected.
Obstruction detected. There you go. There we go. I'm approaching some railroad tracks. If I had a hazmat load, I have to stop totally before I approach the railroad tracks. Minimum 15 feet. And if you're in a passenger bus, or school bus, you got to stop and open your doors. Open the door. Verify that there's no. I almost got. Oh, you don't know how to behave at the rodeo? I almost got smashed by a train in San Antonio. Hold up. What do you mean? Who are you saying bye to, Princess?
Obstruction detected.
Sure. Yeah, so I was driving in San Antonio, and this is one of those railroad crossings that has that lever that comes down to stop drivers from crossing the tracks. So as I'm crossing the track, now if you've never driven a standard transmission on a truck, once you're in a particular gear, you're not supposed to come out of that gear while you're crossing the tracks. You got to stay on that gear and continue to cross that track. And continue to cross that track until you cross the track. Then you can change it. So I'm crossing this railroad track. all of a sudden that arm, that bar starts coming down on me. Matter of fact, it hit my trailer. And sure enough, because at the angle that I was on, couldn't see the train, but sure enough, there it was. Blowing its horn. I made it through, no problem, but I took a look at my rear view mirror to see if I damaged that bar. I didn't damage it, so that was good. And that same morning that I was picking up, because it was dark out when I went to go pick up, there was a pickup truck headed in my direction, but it wasn't slowing down and it wasn't turning. That thing, the driver almost hit me. He didn't even realize I was standing. I guess he was distracted, maybe on his phone. And he stopped and started apologizing like crazy. That stuff happens out here. Okay. Well, it's one of those memorials for somebody. Side of the road. You know, when somebody passes away, it's a memorial. I don't understand. I don't understand why there's a memorial at that particular spot. I can't imagine somebody crashing at that spot. It happens though. I'll take a hit of this. The Professor Soap, Tara Helms, October. Should be selling it. Okay, there's the button hook right there. Oh, I'm running fuel too. What the heck? Hey Jeffrey, how you doing? I'm headed over to the truck stop to get on the scale. This is exciting stuff right here. We just saw a cowboy on his horse right by on the pavement. Denver, Colorado, by the way, if you're curious. Down to Georgia with some lettuce. Some of that high-powered lettuce. There it is, y'all. Shop and save. What is that? It's gotta be like a project somewhere. Wepa! Yo te saludé. I said hello. You didn't see that? Colorado. I'll tell you right now, the area that I'm in right now probably doesn't look different from where you live. Straight up. See a bunch of look. Got the houses over here on the right. On the left side, they got nothing but open spaces. Right there. But on the right side, where I just showed you. If I blindfolded you, if you fell asleep and I somehow got you over here without you even realizing it, you would probably think you were in the same neighborhood you were in right now. Yup. That's what you would think. That you were in your neighborhood, your own neighborhood. You look right now. encountered a lot of Hispanics around here in this area. Town. So I'm gonna go on the scale about a mile away from the scale. There's the liquor mart. I'm willing to bet that this is a low-income neighborhood. That's where you see a lot of liquor stores at. Oh, se habla español. Cars on Quebec. You want to buy a car here? You got Rico's Tacos right here, blazing. You already know. I don't eat tongue, but a lot of these Mexicans love. I'm saying that they're Mexican. I'm assuming it's taco. They love the taco with tongue. I'm not a fan of tongue. Some people like that. Not big on that. No, it's not free to get on the scale. It's $15 to get on the scale. And then if you have to make an adjustment and you got to get back on, that's another $5. Well, $4 and something in some locations. Different locations have different prices. Some places it's $14.50, $14.75. Oh, they got the damn. How many patrol cars? Got like 6 or 7 patrol cars over here. Another patrol car? What the heck? Sometimes you got to try to figure out where the entrance to some of these truck stops. Bugged out. Yeah, I'm slowing up because I'm approaching it. Says here I'm under half a mile from the actual truck stop. Entrance could be on the side street, anywhere. El Coco Pirata. There it is, y'all. What they got? Oh, they got seafood. Yeah, they got that seafood right there. I'm on a seafood diet. Every food I see, I eat. Oh, I'm approaching the entrance. I see a truck coming out. Yep. I think that's it right there. Let's get up in there. More liquor stores. Look at that. See, I can see downtown Denver from here. See the skyscrapers and all that good stuff there. Thankfully, there's a sign that says trucks make a right. There's another memorial right there on the floor. It's crazy. Hey, Stash Cash. What's going on, brother? Oh, this is one of those spots. They've been switching it up at the TAs and at the Petros. They're setting it up so that if you want to park anywhere in here and you're gonna stay longer than 2 hours, you gotta pay. For real. Some of these places are like $20 for the night. Look at this dude squatting right here. I wouldn't squat right there, buddy. Truck driver comes in here all distracted, he'll wipe you out. Dude's just sitting there. Yeah, let's go hit the scale. Check it out. Look the scale. It's hard to see, but there's a sign in yellow. Look at the right side of the screen. This guy's. That's not even an official parking spot. This dude is in a bad spot. It makes it harder for me to swing around so I can get on the scale. check it. So here we go. We're gonna get on the scale, y'all. No, I'm not staying. I gotta keep it moving. I might get a taco before I go. But not tongue. Not that tongue taco. I'm not with that. Mexicans like that. I don't want that. See, check it out. See that? Instructions and everything. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hit that thing. So I'm gonna do it on another device. Yep. Well, this is the scale at the truck stop. Scale at the truck stop. So I'm going to use this app right here. I got the app on the phone. There it is right there. That's the app, CAT scale. I'm going to hit that. So I got to make sure that the number matches on the, see, it's loading up. It's loading up. Until it finishes loading up. There it is, bang. So I gotta make sure I match that number. Where is it? There it is. CAT scale number 605. That's what it says, 605. So I'm gonna hit confirm. Get rid of these damn mosquitoes too while I'm at it. See what it says? It's got all the truck information and whatnot. Hit next. Next. See, this is $14.75 for this one. $14.75. Yeah, I'm gonna try to drive as much as I can. Problem is, I only got like 2 or 3 hours sleep. The knucklehead broker called me, woke me up, messed up my whole everything. I'm all messed up right now. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be. Play about my big brother boss dog. Oh God. No, I got no control over that. They demand that information from the dispatcher. The dispatcher gives them that information. This thing is still loading up. Oh, it just popped up. Let's see what it says. Look, I'm legit, y'all. I'm legit. Max weight, 64,000 pounds. This thing is all backwards, but I'm official. So my front axle, 11,080. My drive axles, which are the tandems on the truck that are underneath the front of the trailer, that's 24,000 pounds. 25,000 if I round it off, and then the trailer, the tandems in the back of the trailer, 28,000 for a total of 64,000. I'm good, man. I'm good. No worries when it comes to driving by a weigh station. If I gotta go into a weigh station, I know my weight is proper. But that's not the only thing that they do in weigh stations. Weigh stations, they inspect your truck and your trailer. So if you got something that ain't right, like a flat tire or whatever, they're gonna get you. They're gonna pull you over and then they're gonna get you. See some dude out here doing something. Exit is to this place. No signs, no nothing. Yeah, this is definitely not the exit. Definitely. So now I gotta do this crazy U-turn here. Definitely not the exit. Look. Definitely not the exit. Thankfully, there's no truck sticking out of the bays from this repair shop. So I took a nice long swing. Check out homeboy right here. He's all carried. Make that U-turn now. They got Popeye's chicken. You know, you guys like Popeyes. They got Popeyes. They got Pizza Hut. All the starch and the carbs that you don't want, they're right here. Who's this guy? Dude's all up in here in his car. Now it's time to bounce. But before I do bounce, I don't know if I should just get some nitroglycerin or something crazy. Keep me away. Some Odeum. Dude's over here talking to himself. Or the tongue. Oh man. Yeah, Homestead. I'm not a fan of that. I tell you, everywhere I go and I come across some authentic Mexican cuisine, authentic Mexican tacos, they're always trying to push that tongue in me. Am I supposed to say pause after I say that? Yeah, they're always pushing tongue, man. I don't want that. I don't want that. I like steak tacos. That's what I like. Steak tacos. Give me the steak tacos. I'm driving around this place. I don't even know where that. Okay, that might be an exit right there. This place is crazy. So I won't be getting any Popeyes. Although I do like their. Oh, I can exit this way. I do like their rice. Are you kidding me? Big old sign that says "Do not enter." Come on, man. Nah, that ain't here. I can exit here. There ain't no taco truck. That's no problem. This dude, me bugging out. He's parked alongside my exit. I thought he was coming in. And me wilding out. What the heck just happened? Oh man, come on, man. I'm talking. Oh no, I don't think I'm supposed to. Oh, they got a Burger King. I ain't the Burger King. Man, the cart is back there, but I can't. I wanted that taco in my life, you know what I'm saying? I know Sat Brothers. I know there's a taco truck by the Sat Brothers. You know, I much rather patronize the locals, regular people, not the big corporate whatever. I got that. I got that hat. I got a crown actually. I got the Burger King crown. I got that. Pretty sure if I walk in there
Obstruction detected.
with the Burger King crown, I'm treated like royalty. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm gonna go hit that taco truck over by Sapper's. I can see Sapper's over here. I don't know how to get there. Got all this white. And my GPS is down. I think I can make it right here. Get to Sapper's. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing this too long, Homestead. I've been doing this since 1998. Since 1998, I've been driving a truck. Oh man, should I turn here? Probably should turn here. That's another thing when you're driving a tractor trailer. You remember that? You saw me wearing the Burger King? That's what I'm talking about. I keep it real. Be wearing the crown. I found my way in. But here's the thing, right? When you're driving a tractor trailer, you make a mistake and go down the wrong road, man. If you're new to this and you do that, oh my Lord. Talk about an anxiety attack. Look at this foolish thing. I think you're... Ah, it's still acting up, man. Yeah, you're supposed to go into here. There were no trucks in here. This is private property. Oh man, come on, don't tell me that the truck is gone. The taco truck is gone, y'all. Damn. Oh man. Yo, I want to cry right now. For real. I just want to cry. Taco truck left. Damn, man. Damn. My feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt, y'all. This is crazy, man. I was just here a little while ago. I didn't have that problem. Now I gotta go deal with regular food, man. I didn't want regular food. Should have went to Burger King, right? That thing is really acting up right now. My GPS is acting up. There's no taco truck. Man, things got complicated quick. See what they got over here for food. Just love trucks now. Chester's and McDonald's. I don't want either one of them, huh? I want a taco. See, that's rough. That can get complicated real quick here in the truck. All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. It's time for me to say goodnight. So stay fresh. And keep it moist out there. And keep it profitable, too. Thanks for the support. Really, I appreciate that. Love you guys. Gotta go. Peace.